Welcome to Salad with a Side of Fries. I'm your host, Jenn, talking wellness and weight loss for real life. We're here to clear up the myths, misinformation, bad science, and marketing to teach you how to eat and how to cheat. Are you ready? I'm having salad with a side of fries. This week is all about macros. So we talked about it a lot in this week's episode. You've heard people say that their plan is to track their macros, right? Do you even know what they're talking about? Because some of us definitely don't, right? So when people use the phrase macros, they're referring to macronutrients. So macronutrients are the nutrients that our body needs every day in large amounts. They are protein, fat, and carbohydrates, right? So you heard us talk about it a lot in this week's episode. To be thorough, though, your body also needs micronutrients, which are the nutrients that our body needs every day in smaller quantities. So that's like your vitamins and minerals, right? I promise you, we'll do a nutrition nugget on the micronutrients as well. And we've certainly done one on each of these macronutrients. But today, we're going to do a brief overview so that we understand what we're talking about in this idea of tracking macros. And the thing that I want everyone to take away here and to remember is that we are a country of people who are overfed and undernourished. So paying attention to our macros can be super helpful, right? There are a number of diets, quote unquote, out there that will tell you what percentage of your daily nutrition should be in each category. If you remember, I shared a story of my family. We did this diet that was like the 40-30-30 diet years ago. That's what those numbers were based on. It was 40% carbs, 30% protein, 30% fat. I personally gained weight on that one. So, like we said, you gravitate towards some of this stuff naturally. And truth be told, on the science side, when you're focused on body composition, the science does not confirm that a particular ratio of macronutrients induces fat loss. So nevertheless, right, we're all served by not entirely eliminating food groups and ensuring that we're giving our body what it needs. So the guidelines we're offering today for each of these macronutrients is really about guidelines for optimal health and body composition. And the ratios between them are really something that you're going to play around with and find what works for you, right? Remember, we're focusing on nutrients over calories, right? Okay, so protein. Protein is important for metabolism and building muscle, right? Your body is made up of trillions of cells, and every single cell requires protein to perform properly and at its best. So protein is required for recovery from a workout. Disease-fighting antibodies are made of proteins. Protein helps in energy production, stabilizing blood sugar, supporting our hair and our nails and our bones. Like, protein is critically important, and most people overestimate how much protein they're having and underestimate, they really just don't eat enough. So here's your calculation. You're going to take your weight in kilograms, multiply it by 1.3, and you get the number of grams of protein to eat in a day. Remember, 7 grams is 1 ounce. And of course, you can go back to our nutrition nugget on protein for more of this. Okay, fat. As you all know, there are nutritious fats and fats that we only need in moderation, and then fats that we don't need at all. So the ones we want are unsaturated, your olive oil, nuts, and seeds, right? Your avocado. The moderation ones are saturated, right? Typically, we'll get what we need from animal protein. And then finally, the one that we dedicate an entire nutrition nugget to this one, the one that we don't need at all, and that is trans fats, right? These are the ones made in a laboratory. They help increase the shelf life of the packaged foods and decrease your own shelf life, right? So the guideline for fat is 2 to 3 servings a day, and a serving size is like half of an avocado or a couple tablespoons of oil. Okay, finally, carbs. And this is one that's important because many people hear carbs and think grains. Instead, I want you to think about fiber, right? And start with veggies, add some fruit, sprinkle in a little bit of whole grain. Again, you can dig more into carbohydrates and fiber in other episodes and nutrition nuggets, but for today's purpose of understanding macros, focus on getting your carbs through vegetables, sometimes fruit, and occasionally the sprinkle of some whole grains, because your objective is at least 25 grams of fiber per day. And if you're carb counting, in your macros and you're focused on fiber, you'll be in a great place. Your optimal health and vitality are better when we focus on the fiber versus, what we typically think of as carbohydrates or grains, because grains are actually an inefficient source of carbohydrates when you're looking for this 25 grams of fiber, right? It's efficient source of fuel for the body, but less efficient when we're looking at sort of the makeup of our whole nutrition. The quantity that we have to eat in order to get what we need is what I'm talking about there. So there you have it, guys. The lowdown on your macros, the macronutrients, what your body needs every day in large quantities: protein, fat, and carbohydrates. Again, carbohydrates, we are thinking of fiber. All right, Farah, one more time. Thank you again for being here. Always so fun to talk to you.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I had a blast. And I loved your nutrition nugget because it basically literally talks about what we talked about earlier about the different body types. And especially, like I said, the good carbs, your vegetables, your fruits, yes. So I really enjoy listening to that. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Awesome. Yay. All right. As always, guys, I'm your host, Jenn Trepeck. Connect with me on Instagram at Jenn Trepeck, JENNTREPECK. Our Facebook page is at the same handle. And we want to hear from you. So submit your questions, ideas, takeaway videos. Social media is also the easiest way to reach out to learn more about working with me directly and addressing your personal concerns. Of course, if you're not already a member, join the membership program by going to glow.fm/salad with a side of fries to get this week's healthy mental environment article and the Caribbean citrus shrimp recipe. Everybody, enjoy your day and your week. Remember, we are here for you. Love your body, fall in love with your body, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Well, friends, that's it for today's episode of Salad with a Side of Fries. Congratulations for making yourself and your health a priority. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to click subscribe or follow on your favorite podcast platform. Share us with a friend, and we'll be back next week. Always remember, you deserve it, and you are worth it. Happy healthy.